All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna be doing something pretty simple. I know a lot of people have had questions on the body mounts, the frame locations. So I'm gonna show you guys quick and easy, don't overthink it. Let's get this done. All right, so, you know, on these frames, we really like to collect water and rust these spots out. This frame's not too bad. I gotta do, I think, about 5 or 6 of them. And so basically a lot of people are like, well, where do I measure? You know, if some of them are so rotted out, how do I make sure I get my plates in the right spot? Then also, I'm not a fan of welding on top or, you know, going underneath and welding from the inside. So we're gonna go ahead and get these cut out. I've already done the tracing on them, and basically this one was worn enough where you could still kind of see some of the spots grooved in the metal where the body was sitting or rubbing on it. And I centered them the best I can, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of the kind of tolerances that you have, you know, for the good holes versus trying to guess where you're putting yours at. I've got some panels here for the trunk, and if I actually go ahead and flip this over, so essentially your frame's here, the body panel, you know, there's some bushing in between. And as you can see, there's a lot of room. So even if you're off just a little bit, it's not gonna be the end of the world. Like I said, don't overthink it. And then I'll go ahead and show you too. These have wiggle room. And the factory body mounts are the same way. Doesn't matter if you're on the cross member for the floor underneath the bottom or the trunk panels. They all have just a little bit of wiggle room in those spots. So again, don't overthink it. It's super simple. I'm gonna go ahead and use a grinder, or actually I've got a cutoff wheel. We'll cut some slots out, get this ground down, and I'm gonna lay these flush in there and basically get them nice and flat with the frame, just like the factory would look. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, actually I wanted to point this out. This one's been done already at one point, and the person basically went from the bottom side, tacked it up in there, and then welded around. And you can see they did kind of a shitty job. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all this out, get that old one out of there, get a nice new one in, get it flush. And then I'm basically done with the frame at this point. I got my box welded up in the front. There was a little bit of rust on the bottom side, so I went ahead and got that all fixed up, as you can see. So got to get a couple drill holes for the support underneath, but other than that, she's ready to roll. Frame's almost done, so let's get going. Shout out to Dixie Restoration. That's where I got these washers from for the frame mount. They were pretty cheap, and they appear to be the right size, right thickness. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get those done. All right, so get you all your rust cut out of there. Make sure you get all the thin shit. Then grind up around your edges where you're gonna weld her in. I went a little further on this one in some spots just to get some thin rust out, but we're gonna go ahead and get that welded in there. You get it good and level. A couple of these little magnets like that on a nice flat level piece of the frame. We'll get her tacked in. Got a little filling to do. Not a big deal. We'll get it done. All right. Got her welded in there. You know, you don't need fancy tools. I got this little Harbor Freight welder, and I'm blowing holes through the frame on E. You know, some of the really thick metal you can crank up a little bit, but this little thing is pretty fucking impressive, not gonna lie. But yeah, got my hole in. Also too, if you're worried about, you know, if you really got a rusty spot, you can always measure, you know, distances on both sides. Make sure you're square there. You know, you can measure from that point to the center there. Again, like I said, you got a little bit of tolerance, but go ahead and, you know, it's not that hard. Just do it. Right, Nate? Hey, buddy? Hey. You just do it, right? Yeah. That'll do, pig. That'll do. 1 down, 2 down. And I gotta do 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, well, I would say, fuck it. Those are as good as they're gonna get, and not too shabby if I don't mind saying myself. All my body mounts are good to go. How about that? All right, another successful project down. And just remember, I'm not your daddy, and I'm not gonna do it for you to do your project.